Hello and welcome to 24 Hours a Day. Today, for me, is May 6th, and I will be reading the May 6th page reading. Doesn't really matter what day it is for you. Quick intro. As I do in all these, this book was intended to help members of Alcoholics Anonymous get through each day sober. I found it, and I found that it seemed like it was a pretty good resource, pretty good reading for anyone trying to overcome any sort of addiction or poor habit, dependency, codependency, whatnot. It seemed like a pretty good book for anyone trying to just improve their life and implement a better lifestyle, whether that be alcohol, drug use, binge eating, whatever it may be. So, with that in mind, just make a mental note to replace the wording wherever necessary. This uses a lot of alcohol-specific languaging, so just make a note to replace the wording where necessary to fit whatever you're trying to overcome, as I am doing. So, May 6th. I'm going to pause the video for a second and get more comfortable. Alright, we're back. Thought for the day. I've noticed that the ones who do the most for AA, that's Alcoholics Anonymous, are not in the habit of boasting about it. I've noticed that the ones who do the most for AA are not in the habit of boasting about it. The danger of building myself up too much is that if I do, I'm in danger of having a fall. That pattern of thought goes with drinking. If one side of a boat gets too far up out of the water, it's liable to tip over. Building myself up and drinking go together. One leads to the other. So if I'm going to stay sober, I've got to keep small. Have I got the right perspective on myself? Interesting one. I think this could be easy to misunderstand. With false humility. I don't think that's what it's getting at. It's just saying, let go of your ego. So, meditation for the day. The way sometimes seems long and weary. So many people today are weary. The weariness of others must often be shared by me. This is interesting. The weary and the heavy laden, when they come to me, should be helped to find the rest that I have found. There is only one sure cure for world weariness, and that is turning to spiritual things. In order to help bring about the turning of the weary world to God, I must dare to suffer, dare to conquer selfishness in myself, and dare to be filled with spiritual peace in the face of all the weariness of the world. I must dare to suffer, I must dare to conquer selfishness in myself, and dare to be filled with spiritual peace in the face of all the weariness of the world. Dare to be filled with peace, spiritual peace, in the face of all weariness of the world. It's interesting. It's really interesting. I've been feeling that one recently. I've been having to rest, having to take things easy, and it's not always easy to do that when you see people running about, busy, and all that. So, prayer for the day. I pray that I may be a help to discouraged people. I pray that I may have the courage to help bring about what the weary world needs but does not know how to get. I pray that I may be a help to discouraged people. I pray that I may have the courage to help bring about what the weary world needs but does not know how to get. I've read that twice and I've barely heard it. I saw this guy by a church today, sitting out by the front door of a church. I don't know if the church was closed or not, but he was sitting out there. Or he was standing when I first saw him, and then he went and he sat like he was sitting on a bag or something. And I wondered what he was doing. And it wasn't really my business, figured. But I was kind of curious what he was doing, and I considered going over there. I wanted to go over there anyways to see the garden. I was with somebody, I wanted to show them the garden, and I decided not to. I decided to give him his space and whatnot. But I was wondering the whole time if I should have just gone and did what I was planning to do, and then would have been more available to him. Could have said hi, could have said, hi, could have seen if he was okay, if he had what he needed. And I didn't. And maybe I shouldn't, maybe I shouldn't have. But the thought was there about that, wondering. So, and I guess, kind of suppose, like, why not? If he didn't need anything, he would have just enjoyed the garden, showed it, and moved on. Wasn't planning to be there long. And if he did, maybe I could have helped. Maybe I couldn't have. But I think part of it is the fear of getting caught up in things like that, being entangled in things. I definitely need time to myself. I need time to myself to rest and whatnot. And not to deal with people. And that kind of time is my time not to deal with people. But I don't know. I guess I'd like to be more courageous in that way. Because really what the kind of fear there is, what is this going to turn into? What am I going to be asked to do? Will I have the strength to say no? Because that can be a tricky one. Yeah, so that's all. It seems very fitting with today's reading. It's fitting for me. I pray that I may not be in too much of a hurry. I pray that I may take time. Wait, no, that's not today. That's tomorrow. I pray that I may be a help to discouraged people. I pray that I may have the courage to help bring about what the weary world needs but does not know how to get. Well, I'll be pondering this. But thanks for joining 24 hours a day. Till I catch you in the next video. Peace. May you have peace in the face of all the weariness of the world.